Also give them a call, give them a reminder.
Amit, can you call them, please? I'll be starting this event. Okay. So, a healthy outside starts from the inside. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the fourth session of Health Fest 2.0. As lastly, we have done with our arthritis session, and yesterday we are done with our quiz session for arthritis. And we have got 3 winners from that. That is Pooja, Nandini, Shiva Shukla. Congratulations to the winners. And the topic for our today's session is obesity. This session is going to be slightly different, as we see that today there will be 4 speakers, and we are not only discussing on the topic like psychology, physical fitness and nutrition aspect, but also on occupational therapy. So now I would like to welcome KVJ Dr. Sumitra Prasad ma'am. She is the founder and general secretary of DORAI Foundation. She is a social activist and a special mother. Welcome, ma'am. Our first speaker for the session is Subatra Natrajan ma'am. She is assistant professor in VAISHNAV College for Women in Chennai. Welcome, ma'am. Our second speaker is Sujatha Sriram ma'am. She is an educational consultant, trainer and counselor. Welcome, ma'am. Our third speaker is Mrs. Soundarya ma'am. She is a yoga trainer and have done masters in yoga and nutrition. Our fourth speaker for occupational therapy is Dr. Murali Krishnan S. He is in executive committee of All India Occupational Therapy Association, principal and faculty of occupational therapy, MAR, director and therapy head at SPANDAN. Welcome, sir. Now I would like to call Dr. Sumitra ma'am to say a few words and welcome our speakers.
Good evening, and I welcome each one of you. It's great to have colleagues who have been instrumental in bringing about a social impact in such a positive way. Thank you very much for joining us in our Health Fest 2.0. In 2020, we had a series of Health Fest programs, nearly 30 webinars we had. And this time, along with the interns, youngsters from the B School, Institute for Technology and Management, Mumbai, we have decided that we will continue the mission of creating positive health, healthy India, better India. And I welcome you all, each one of you, to be sharing your knowledge, your experience, and your expertise in bringing about a positive change as far as health is concerned. And today's topic obviously is
Your voice is cracking.
And we chose obesity exclusively because this time around, during the lockdown, there were many who complained and who sent messages and mails to us at the Foundation telling us that because they were sitting at home, they could not go out. Obesity became an essential red alert health issue. So therefore, we have taken up this matter today. And over to the first panelist, Tanya, you can ask them. Thank you, and I welcome again each one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
so what is obesity? It is a disorder involving excess body fat that increases the risk of health problem. Obesity often results from taking in more calories than are burned by exercise and normal daily activities. The very common symptoms for obesity can be experiencing back pain and joint pain, weight, binge eating, fatigue, or pot belly. So I would like to start our session with the psychological aspect. So over to you, Sujatha ma'am.
Hi, good evening. On the outset, I would like to thank DORAI Foundation for giving me a chance to be a part of you all and speaking something about obesity, wherein having worked with many children in with disabilities, without disabilities, and having seen friends and family in the COVID times, I think it's the best topic we talked about. I welcome all my colleagues too who are here to speak on different topics. So a warm welcome to everybody. To start off with, an obesity is basically a psychological disorder as well as a combination of a physiological disorder. So when you talk about a physiological disorder, we all know the basic things are you put on weight, especially on the adipose area, on your buttocks, thighs, arms, and your whole, you have a dysmorphism of your whole image, which has a direct impact on your psychological well-being. And the internal aspect of obesity would be, most of the nutrition here would be talking about is different lifestyle diseases. The high-profile lifestyle diseases, which we all are commonly aware of, is starts with insulin resistance, then it goes to diabetes, stroke, heart problem, cholesterol, kidney, and because of that, one starts taking in continuous medications. So intake of a lot of medication again has a vicious cycle of physiological dysfunction leading to a psychological dysfunction. Now to start off with the mental health, mental well-being when it comes to obesity. When you are obese, the first thing is physically you start having a lethargic portfolio. So you don't get up from the bed very actively, you don't walk very dynamically, you don't talk dynamically. You're like, hi, good morning, good evening. Like most of the students today in COVID times, when you are on the online, they switch off their webcam and they say network issues. So it's like, ma'am, network issues, ma'am. So our tone starts off like that. It all culminates to a low self-image of your own self because of your obese. And because of that, what happens? Slowly, they start restricting themselves from the social interaction. So it starts off with social interaction with respect to family, social interaction with respect to close family circle, friends, and then social interaction with respect to official circle. Now, how it manifests at each point is totally different. When it comes to family, what happens is they don't socially withdraw themselves because generally family are nagging them for something or the other all the time. So they start showing their impulsivity. They start being very cold. They start being very angry. They just get triggered by the simple fact whenever you ask them something, they'll immediately pounce on us so badly that they're always on the defense. Maybe they would talk about our eating habits. Maybe they'll talk about why are you binge eating? Why are you not eating this? Why are you eating this so much? So there's always this impulsivity. When it comes to close family, close friend circle, they would be a part of the friends gang, but they would not initiate a kind of social interaction. They would be like parallel interactive, a silent, passive friend. So whenever they're asked for something, they would reply. But other than that, I don't think so. They make a very major impact on initiating something, taking lead on something and doing something for the friends group or something like that. So they're mostly on the docile aspect of it. When it comes to a formal environmental setup, generally because of the low self-image, they would never choose a portfolio in the upfront, like they will never choose a sales or marketing or like a training or a teacher who has to go into the public speaking. So they will always choose kind of back-end kind of work. Like I am okay with helping you with content writing. I'm okay with helping you out with preparation of the PPTs. So I'm just giving you an example. So there are different ways it manifests at different age group of people. When it comes to children, this is the pattern, and children and adolescent. when it comes to senile old people, the kind of pattern is total withdrawal, and then it gets into a vicious cycle of binge eating. I am fat, my knees are hurting, I am having a deep breathing, high exhale and inhale, so I am not able to do exercise, I'm not able to walk fast, so I will do a slow walk. After a point of time, my knees start hurting, my stomach is some kind of excuse they start giving, and then because of that, they again get into a low state of self-esteem, and then that gives into binge eating. So it's a binge eating, mostly binge eating in terms of old people. I have seen, what I notice is they get into sweets. I like to eat a lot of sweets. So after food, I will eat a little bit of sweet. After tea, I would like to have cookies, which is made up of sweet. And also youngsters, I forgot to mention, youngsters do binge eating, but their favorite binge eating, especially when it comes to depression-associated, obesity-associated depression, is chocolatey flavor things. I like chocolate cookies, I like chocolate ice cream, I like chocolate cupcakes, I like chocolate brownies. So I'm always eating the chocolate flavor. So there, at that point, the energy levels are so high, and that gives rise to impulsivity. So it's a vicious cycle. And the pattern which I have seen recently in the 6-7 months of the COVID period is, initially people were so very demotivated, so very, very depressed that I can't go out, I can't be with my friends, I can't go and do my work, meeting people. So I have to stuck. Initially, it was like, oh, wow, I can take a break. And then after a point of time, it was like saying, oh, no, I have to stay at home. So what do? Hot pakoras in the evening, or I fry hot jalebis, and then masal vadas, and then you have smileys, all those frozen kind of things. Chai PK, you sit in your office, put your phone, put your video on mute, and then you keep binge eating and then doing your thing. After a point of time, without realizing, you start putting on weight. And obviously, long hours, because of COVID, the leverage of staying at home, long hours of working has come. So when long hours of working has come, the best excuse which we all give, we don't have time to do exercise. It takes so long for us to do the working hours, so no time to exercise. So you keep eating, no time to exercise, you put on weight. Then after 6-7 months, he starts telling, which is the fag end of what we are today. Hey, I think you've put on weight. Yeah, nowadays I have followed a strategy that whenever I do a video call, I keep walking up and down, and then I am going to reduce. So after they keep walking up and down, because they have not done any kind of dynamic exercise for the last few months, they feel very tired. Again, they start eating. So it's like a vicious cycle. That has a strong impact on your psychological well-being in terms of you not being open to go out to meet your friends. Not just meet your friends. They don't even want to call up their friends for any social communication, social interaction. Like, how are you? What has happened around you? It's only an official phone call, an official video call, and few chat messages, because chat method, you can't see yourself. So I can happily say I've reduced 3 kilos, 4 kilos, whatever I can say. And then the social interaction has reduced. And once you start understanding and knowing, yes, I have got insulin resistance, I have got high BP, I have got all these things, obviously there is a strong, I'm so young and I've got all these things. So your energy level, your depression again goes down. So that is a direct impact on psychological aspect. One, in terms of impulsivity, emotional regulation. I am not able to handle it. I am not able to face people, social interaction. My self-image is very low. And what happens when your self-image is very low, especially if your parents are very healthy and they believe in exercise and they are looking smart and young, and the daughter or a son is not so, what happens is they totally cut themselves off from the parent, and the only sort of communication they have is for the basic needs. give me money, give me food, I am going out, just the basic conversation. And any little conversation, communication the parent or the close family circle tries to have with the child, there is an immediate rejection and it gets into a defense and some other topic comes into the picture and this totally goes down the drain. So that is the obesity related physiology function and the psychological aspect which totally affects the mental well-being of the person. So I just want to show most of the things I have talked about, but I just would like to show one last slide wherein I would want to tell, see, obviously this obesity has not come just like that in 1 year. It has been built over the years. It's like, acha, hum log khate pithe ghar ke log hain. Okay, first people say, oh yeah, you, I think, where do you buy rice from? Where do you buy ghee from? And then, oh, okay, you're looking very cheerful. Your face and you look very vibrant. Okay, chalo, then I can put on 2 kilos more, 3 kilos more. By the time you realize you're 5-6 kilos more. And after a point, especially in middle age and old age, how much ever you do exercise, the metabolism rates come down. So when the metabolism rate come down, the calorie which the youngsters burn with the so-called exercise, intermittent fasting, paleo diet, keto diet, whatever different kind of fad diets we have, the metabolism slowing down does not allow us to lose the calorie like what youngsters lose. So what happens? The accumulated fat over the years, especially in your adipose area, how much ever you do exercise, it doesn't get reduced the way you want it to reduce. So then what happens? There is no consistency in exercise. I have done exercise for 3 months. I have done exercise for 6 months, but yet I have not lost weight. So why do the heck do the exercise? Chalo, let me start enjoying eating and I start my life. So I just want to show that last slide alone so that people understand that there has to be a consistency and it cannot be a one-time affair of losing weight. Okay, I'm just showing this last slide alone. So can you see it? So the first one, when you look into a psychological aspect, it is start with internalizing and visualizing yourself to be thin. That will give rise to an intrinsic motivation, because people who are obese, how much ever somebody tells you, and they will follow exercise, they will follow the diet pattern only for a few months because it is an external push. But unless you're intrinsically motivated from inside, there wouldn't be a consistency. So when you're doing an exercise program, just to have a consistent pattern, just start with a slow few repetition. Just do 10 times or 15 times. Do not do. We might think there are few exercises which we can do it 20 times, 25 times. But believe me, out of experience and teaching children, many of in the age group of 12 to 20, I have noticed this, that the slow and less repetition allows them to be consistent. So you can have a combination of yoga, cardio and strength exercise. Strength is basically for your muscle strength, especially on your arms and your shoulders, because we are sitting for long hours on computers, and your thighs, because sometimes our work involves sitting for long times, walking, standing for long time. And then your diet should have a moderate amount of protein. If it has too much of protein, then after a point of time, you would feel, okay, my stomach is full, I don't want to eat anything. So it little bit of fat, wholesome carbohydrate, balanced minerals and vitamin, and lot of hydration with respect to fresh juices, not junk juices like aerated drinks like Coca-Cola, soda, apple fizz, and what are the different kinds of junk drinks we have, and lot of probiotics like curd, buttermilk and fiber foods, so that it aids in digestion. It helps you not to have a constipation. Then chew your food very slowly. Lot of times I have seen people, when they drink water, they stand and drink water. They can't even take the 2 minutes time to sit down and drink water. And when you're eating, chew your food nicely so that the saliva helps you to have a digestion and it improves your gut mechanism. And lastly, you have accumulated the obesity over the years, so please have patience. Realize that it will take at least a year for you to lose a little bit of fat. But once few amount of kilos have come down, let me tell you, the metabolism works very comparatively faster and you will start losing weight much faster than what you were expected. So thank you so much for giving me the chance to be a part of this in terms of obesity and psychological aspect. I would request now Tanya to hand over to the next speaker, and so that there is a continuation. Thank you all so much. I think Tanya's thing is frozen. So, Sumitra, could you just hand over to the next speaker?
Thank you so much, Sujatha ma'am. It's really wonderful to have colleagues coming in. I think because this entire show is moderated by Tanya, I think we will adhere to protocol. And Tanya and we have another person who's there, and Naga is the mentor for the Health Fest today. So thank you so much, and it's really wonderful to have you on board. Thank you. Yes.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. My network was lost, so I just...
Okay. Suja ma'am, just explain what happens when you go on and off with the offline mode of network issue. I think you can continue now and move on to the next panelist, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. So now, as Sujatha ma'am already explained us many things, how this obesity affect psychologically to the people, how they became lethargic and they have low self-esteem, low self-image, and how they close themselves off and don't be like and they became introvert basically. So we should do yoga, cardio, strength, and everything and chew our food slowly, have a moderate moderate proteins. So thank you so much, ma'am. And now I would like to invite Subatra ma'am for the nutrition part.
Good evening, ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. It's a nice opportunity here to present myself with the role of nutrition. Sujatha ma'am has already spoken the combination of the psychological aspect as well as the nutrition a bit. But this nutrition part, okay, it plays a very, very vital role as in with obesity. This pandemic situation exclusively, if you see, right? So most of them as in for a very long time when you meet your friends or your colleagues, immediately the next question, yes, you have put on weight. No, you have gone down. So there are multiple conversation. Really, it's made out with our weight gain and weight loss. So I would like to start my presentation before one second. I hope everybody can view my slide.
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Tanya, is the screen sharing happening? Because we couldn't see. The video is also off, Subhadra ma'am. If you can.
Yeah. I'll just because for
ma'am, I can see the slide. I see the slide, but her camera is not on.
I have switched off for the network issue, so that there is no interruption while conversing. It is right. You want me to switch it on? I can. 1 minute. Okay, yeah. Now, so the first slide is actually a weighing scale. A person is viewing that. How many of you all are really you feel happy looking up your weight or periodic checkup? Most of them, what I have found among my friends is to check on weight. If the weighing scale is brought, they actually run away. They're really like worried to know, how much of weight gain actually they have, gotten down the days. So it's something very, very in important factor like to be spoken about obesity. So what is actually obesity? It's an abnormal and you can say the excess of accumulation of fat all over the body, and it doesn't happen isn't like one or like two in account. It takes years for the accumulation. So, and now currently when we talk about obesity, even the adolescents, as in the growing phase, also they are also catching up into obesity because of the food or like what they're consuming and the activities what they are actually like performing, or you can say mostly with this pandemic situation, most of them are so addicted to the mobile and the TV. No other option for them also to like go out and play. So now this is something like important factor to be like discussed. As we know, like the worldwide itself, the obesity rates is also increasing, and in India also it has been like observed the rates are also increasing. Okay, now and you this is something like to know that this particular obesity, right, it actually it causes the leading cause which is actually a preventable death, okay, which is next to smoking. Okay, it is that dangerous. So really, you have to be a little cautious about like gaining weight. Now most of the like talk is now only with the fat, but this fat is why a person is like weighed high or overweight or obese. It need not be necessary. It is because of fat accumulation. It may be due to muscle, it may be due to water, it may be due to bone weight also. So there are like nowadays like medical like checkup when you are like having a, there are like many other equipments are being like equipped so well to like check out the distribution of your body mass. So going into the the obesity discussion. Now there are like two different like shapes you can see here. One is apple shape and the other one is pear shape. We have already like we would have heard more about it. Apple shape, it is like the accumulation of fat on the upper side of your body, and pear shape, you see the accumulation of fat to the downside. Mostly this apple shape body can be like noticed among the men mostly, okay, and pear shape mostly among the women. So this is something like the distinguished part which we can see among the like the shape, how the fat is being like accumulated and how like the person is being like shaped. Okay, and to know further, okay, one should know their BMI. So I think a very common person, anyone nowadays, they're able to talk about their BMI. Okay, BMI is something but your body mass index, wherein it is being like calculated with your height and weight, and based on that, there are like it is being categorized from underweight to extreme obese. Okay, so here if you see a difference between overweight and obese, if you see an overweight is only like 25 to 29.9. Okay, if that percentage is the like indication for the person's height and weight, then they are overweight. For that, there are high chances for them to enter into the obese category. Okay, and further, if you talk about like more than 35, yes, then they are obese really has to be taken for them to recover to the normal BMI. Okay, and now causes. Okay, now causes maybe there are like multiple factors. Okay, eating pattern or during pregnancy. If you for most of the women, they find hard to reach to their normal body shape after after pregnancy or even after lactation. Also the environmental factor, wherein right now when we talk about environmental factor, the video game, the TV time, okay, and there is no like meal time around the dining table. It is mostly in front of the TV. So I somehow feel that it is not healthy. So so the environmental factor is also one of the leading factor for the cause of obesity. Psychological factor. Ma'am had already explained about the psychological factor, how really it is going to like induce, going into obesity. And of course, there are certain medications here, like there are possibility for them to gain weight because of the metabolism due to the medication, lack of exercise, and of course, yes, family history. So there are like multiple causes here which we can see for the obesity. And most thing is, I am on a seafood diet. It's like it's not that seafood diet. I see food and I eat. Okay, that has also become a fashion now. Okay, as in you're like, you start like consuming food not for the hunger, for the taste. So that pattern is also like being developed for one reason, the cause of obesity. Okay, now stress. Now stress, apart from all these, the psychological aspect when we discuss, stress is something like, most of the people are facing. Even if you ask a kindergarten going child, the child can explain about the stress because of the homework what they are like having. So the stress actually it really plays a very, very important role in bringing up the obesity, you can say. See, overeating, maybe you're stressed out for some reason, you really forget what you have eaten, or sometimes you might skip breakfast. Even the obesity, the obesity cause may lead to depression, and that actually leads them to have a self esteem which is going to be low. So they start going in for so much of crash dieting. So there are like multiple there is, of course, yes, poor eating habits. So this poor eating habits, when the person is tracking in, okay, so here is where there is no proper nutrition going into the person. There is going to be imbalance of the nutrients consumed. So there, and when there is an improper nutrients consumed, yes, then multiple disease conditions can enter into your body. So this stress right now in current scenario, more than the other factors, stress is one of the an important psychological factor which is causing the obesity in the current situation. Okay, now what would be the health problems associated with obesity? Now here that you all can see, be aware of the chair, the sedentary lifestyle. Okay, like you get before it was like we actually moving from one place to another, like at least there was a walk based commute was there. Then the cycle came in, then the two-wheeler came in, then you have the car. So it's like the mobility has been like reduced. Most often you see yourself, you are at home now. Right now you see me, I'm like sitting in a place and presenting. Later I have to go and do the other work. So it is also going to be like in the sitting posture. So the sedentary lifestyle has increased here. So that is one reason, cause, you can say, for the obesity. The most common health problems due to obesity, you can see here, is sleep apnea, snoring. Okay, some have difficulty in sleeping. Even though that is sleep apnea, even they would have slept well, because of the constant loud snoring, they would be tired of that particular enact. So they feel like incomplete sleep. So that is always that is why they they feel tired, they feel lethargic because of the snoring effect. And the lung disease, where they can it can be like asthma or pulmonary blood clots, which can be, it is not like it is mandatory that you are susceptible for getting in all these kind of disorders. Sometimes you can see like fatty livers or cirrhosis, that is liver disease, gallstones, different types of cancer, okay, and stroke. And terrible thing to be like speaking about is the heart disease, because right now, if you see among our friends or among our colleagues, we say he passed away because of heart attack with an early age. So this we really don't know what would be the reason, but there are the possibilities, maybe obesity or stress later also. Pancreatitis, for abnormal periods, okay, sometimes infertility do happen because of obesity, as in there will be a lot of accumulation of fat around the reproductive organ, leading to infertility and abnormal periods. Arthritis, yes, which is something like makes a person trouble in walking, the knee issue, veins, and gout. So these are some of the common or prone disease which can be which can get into you because of obesity. Okay, so this obesity can be the track for most of the not communicable diseases among the person. Okay, now to get rid of it, what should you do? Okay, it's something like colorful. Everybody loves the colorful plate. So eat the rainbow. So your plate has to be like filled with good, nice, nutritious fruits and vegetables. I often tell the kids, these fruits and vegetables, they are actually a productive food group wherein they really act as a shield to your body, protecting us from intruders getting in. So that is how these fruits and vegetables are going to like help us. So eat a colorful vegetables like as it is shown, like as in the rainbow colors. Okay, so next. Okay, now I would have said about the colorful pictures. Now this is something called as my plate. There are a lot of things to be like discussed. When you talk about food, you have so many things. The ultimate thing to be like noted down is to have a balanced diet. So when you talk about balanced diet, yes, your plate should be healthy here. Okay, so your plate should be like filled with good whole grains, no refined grains, the whole grains. Okay, and a healthy amount of protein. It can be like a veggie source as well as a non-veg source. If you're utilizing a non-veg source, you can choose fish. Okay, and reduce the red meat. Okay, because that has got more amount of fat in that. And other half of your plate should be like contributing from the fruits and vegetables. Okay, and of course, yes, there should be a dairy product to be included as in a good probiotic for good gut health. Okay, and a water. Healthy oil here it like whatever maybe the oil you consume, see that it is being taken in an adequate amount. Okay, as such, too much of anything is going to be like injurious to health. So this is how our plate should be for us to have a healthy eating pattern. Okay, now foods to avoid. If you just show up this picture to a kid, yes, it would be all the fancy food which they love. Okay, that's pizzas, burgers, which is just coming up nowadays. Okay, which most of us as we take in on the grab and we go with the fast lifestyle what we had. Now this COVID, I feel it has just put a break to all this fast running life to settle down, and it has really focused on the nutritious part. Now, if you see like during COVID time, there was so much of talk on building up the immunity, wherein they really excluded the food which is being like shown here. That is, it's exclusive when you talk about the bread or pizzas or burgers or French fries. Okay, so it's better to avoid to really causing a person to load up with unwanted, unnecessary fat accumulation. Now, here's something like you can swap. A healthy swap can be made. Most of us would be like really tired of dieting. I somehow feel diet D stands for a devil, because the moment you go in for dieting, I somehow feel you're being like tempted, or your craving is built up. Okay, and what happens is you lose weight. Okay, definitely yes, you lose weight, and then all of a sudden the craving will be like stored in you, is going to develop you to eat more. So when you have this weight loss has to be consistent throughout. So for that, and most of us, like when they are in diet, they really feel like they actually trouble them a lot. As in, like they make themselves starving. Okay, and they work out more. According to a healthy eating pattern, always there is a saying: go for a king's breakfast, moderate lunch, and a poor man's dinner. Of course, yes, there should be a brisk walking. Okay, gym, yes, until and unless if you are into a bodybuilding activity, yes, you can really focus on the gym. But other than for a normal lifestyle, walking 45 minutes of brisk walking, it is more than it is enough for for losing weight. And in a month, approximately, you can expect like 1 kg to 2 kg at the max. Some really have intention of losing weight more than like 1 or 2. Quick. They want that instant weight loss. Instant weight loss will happen because of so many crash fat diets. but it won't be consistent. So to have a consistent weight loss, normal diet with a normal regular exercise, exclusively walking will definitely help you in losing weight. Now, when you see this healthy swap, right? So here, instead of high caloric snack like this pakoras or veggies, whatever like we could have it during the evening time, we can have a healthy a salad. It can be a veggie salad or a fruit salad, but it has to be made appealing and colorful. Okay, and instead of having fruit juice with added sugar, you can take up the whole fruit as such. In that way, the vitamins and minerals which are going to get lost while the process of making juice would be like going into you when you consume the whole fruit. And instead of this ordinary idlis, now it has become a fashion of millet-based idlis, millet-based dosas, so many other like chapatis or fulkas, whatever, they're like millet-based products are being like prepared. So you can focus on that so that, the whole grain concept is going into the person's diet. Okay. And instead of refined, it is what? Instead of refined grains, it's like you can really go in for a for the whole grains, okay, so that a good amount of nutritious nutrients are getting into the person. Next, the benefits of physical activity. Of course, yes, the physical activity is very, very important. Okay, it really improves the cardiovascular fitness. Okay, it maintains your good weight. Okay, your posture, your blood cholesterol. Okay, of course, it helps in building up your muscle to prevent osteoporosis in the future. As we age, the metabolism is also reducing. So the consumption of high calorie also has to like go down. So and also walking really it helps up in coming up the stress what we are having right now in this world, and depression and anxiety. And most important thing is improves concentration, and along with this and yoga. Okay, really it is going to like help in the flexibility, and it rejuvenates you to feel fresh and young most of the time. So this is how the diet and the exercise together, it contributes to have a healthy lifestyle. I think, ma'am, I'm done here.
Thank you, ma'am.
I hope my presentation was it was throughout.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It was clear and it was good. Thank you for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity, ma'am.
Now I would like to invite Soundarya ma'am for the physical fitness aspect. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes. Hi. It was nice having you all. It was really good. I enjoyed the slide. And when I talk about obesity,
excuse me, Soundarya, you're not very audible. Your voice is very low.
Can you hear me now? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So when as a yoga instructor, I always feel happy when I get overweight or obese, because why I like them is because we see the visible change on face. So that is where we achieve the target, and it will be a really interesting for both the instructor and the patients who come. Because even the diabetic people or any other problems, whatever the muscular problems or BP or whatever, when they come, even though they feel after yoga I feel very much, they have to go for some blood test or some urine test or test to see whether the yoga is helping them or not. So that is how they see. But when overweight or obese patients come to us, when we instruct, and if really feel it is good, the change is visibly seen. Actually, the weight reduction, it's not necessarily they have to see the weight regularly. Even after 4-5 days, they feel, yes, I feel the little lightness in my body. So when they feel that the little lightness, it is not only just the person who's doing is happy, even the instructor would be so happy because the changes are visibly seen. So first of all, before we start with the yoga and pranayama and so many things, the first thing we hit the obese patient is their psychological aspects, because that is what we, as a yoga instructor, first we touch that. Because unless and until they feel, yes, I need to reduce my weight, they cannot do. Even I do it for 1 hour of yoga class, 2 hours of yoga class, it will not help them. So first, from within, they should, yes, I have to do yoga just to reduce my weight, and they have to believe, yes, I am reducing my weight. These two things I have to do, and the belief that, yeah, they are reducing. This is the two things which are going to help them. It is not just the yoga is going to help them. The belief, the psychological effect, what they're going to get, that is the main thing. So that is how we start with. We concentrate first on them, giving some home chanting prayers for any obese people or anybody who comes to us. First, we'll start with chanting of any of the mantras or prayers according to their own kind of beliefs or anything, because that actually withdraws the wavering mind from them, because they should not have any doubt, am I reducing the weight, am I, it's going to work on me or not, to take all the wavering mind from them and get invert, I mean, to get themselves involved and get a steady movement. So for that, only thing which helps them is the chanting of any of the mantras. That is the total surrenderness. That is what we call it as total surrenderness. That is, they have to surrender themselves. Then only it can be done. So it is more important as a stress reduction process, because already they will be overstressed, because they might be asking, I mean, they have been told by the friends or very loved ones that you're looking old, you're so fat, you're something. The word they have used by the loved ones, they have already stressed in the mind. So to overcome that, that is, to do yoga, they need to have some preparations, especially for this obese patients. To start with the yoga and to believe, they need some preparation, preparatory one, what we call it as the total surrenderness, where to get detached of the wavering mind. So we always start basically from chanting any of the mantras according to their beliefs. Next, which help them most is kriyas, because kriyas, I think, kriyas is nothing but cleansing. See, as soon as people comes, as soon as they come, they say, ma'am, I have to roll, I have to do it, I have to do this, I have seen this process, I have to do this, I have to do that. They'll come with everything. After 2-3 days, you ask them, ma'am, I'm so tired. This is what they'll tell. Because even though they wanted to improve the flexibility or whatever it is, first, the inner organs have to support them to do all those things. That is what is the most thing. Kriya is nothing but purification. So when we talk about the purification, only the outer purification is not enough. So we have to first purify from the toxins which is inside us. Then we'll be able to do it properly. So that is how we cleanse the internal organs, or we call it as any of the basic systems, internal systems, what we can. Simple as to tell about it is nothing but detoxification. First, we have to do that. Then we can proceed to the next poses. So for that, they have to release the unwanted material from the body by giving an opportunity, by giving optimum functions, to improve the optimum functions of each organ. So that is what we actually concentrate, because the kriya only helps the person to get it, actually encourages for proper circulation, absorption, assimilation, elimination, for any process which has to happen on the body. Kriya plays the major role in it. So we started. So when we always keep a module for each and every person, because the module may be different. It depends upon they are the overweight. I mean, the obese, we have few categories we'll talk upon, because the level, we know the we calculate the BMI. So depends upon the class 1 or class 3. We actually keep each modules differently. So in that, first, in the Kriya, we talk about Kapalbhati. The Kapalbhati plays a major role in them, because in a good position, it vigorous hyperventilation process. So what happens? It involves forceful inhalation and forceful exhalation. So this Kapalbhati cleanses or purifies the Kapal. The word itself will taste about it gets the mind purification first of all, and normally it activates, and it is a fast process where it activates the body, I would say. So first we normally start with them Kapalbhati, and again when I say Kapalbhati, this again depends upon the person's Normally, as ma'am said, people will be having the other morbidity factors along with obesity, kind of diabetic or other things also. We will be taking the history from it. So when depends upon, normally when we talk about Kriya, this Kapalbhati helps us both ways as pranayama and Kriya. So we normally take this Kapalbhati to the extent depends upon the person. The second thing what we do for this Kriya is we call it as Vamana Dauti. That is that the what they drink saline water and they vomit and they do the vomiting by putting their two fingers inside and they'll just they trigger from the this tongue portion where we have and they vomit whatever they try. This we call it as a Vamana Dauti, and it is very important to clean the upper gastrointestinal, because first of all, without cleaning all these things, it is very difficult to proceed to the next level. So we'll start processing with these kriyas. Then we'll call it as a nauli. Nauli is kind of abdominal rectic muscles, are involved, and it actually stimulates the function of internal organs. So that is also one more process we used to have. First, we'll do this for weekly once for them to make them to have a good detoxification process, and we feel okay, little inner comfortable. Then we'll go to the next thing is called as asanas. And suppose even in the asanas also, as I said, we will have some preparatory asanas for them. Preparatory exercises for them, because they will not have the good flexibility level, and the muscles will be the rigid, and they immediately, if I say they can't even lift the hands or legs, so the flexibility will be different. So depending upon the person, we'll be starting with the exercises, yogic exercises first, making them to do daily, to start with 5 to 10 counts. Then we'll be slowly increasing the other asanas. And when we talk about asanas, we always, for most of the, only if the obesity is related with age and other comorbidity problem, then we will be avoiding this. Otherwise, we will be taking a lot of Surya Namaskars. What we call it as Vinyasa pose is what is more needed. Vinyasa is nothing but flow of yoga poses. It actually activates not only the mind, the complete body. So what we call it as Vinyasa yoga process, what we do it as the Surya Namaskar is one of the Vinyasa yoga process. We actually make them start doing, maybe the day we teach, they will be able to do only 1 or 2. But as the time goes, we'll ask them to do either 5, 10, 11. We keep on increasing, like 25 Surya Namaskar per day. One of my students, every day she came from 102 with only diet and yoga, and she have never even went to the gym. She came to 90 in 3.5 months. 3.5 months, lost 20 kg, nothing, no gym, no weightlifting, nothing, but only Kriya and Surya Namaskar. And I'm telling you, not even I've started any yoga poses for her. Only with this Surya Namaskar and very strict diet, because she had some fire on her. We normally bring the fire on her because that is what it is actually needed for the obese people. So what I said, the only thing is they have to do under a good instructor, where they should not have any cramps or other problem, because as they are overweight, if they slip, there may be a chance of fractures or other problems when they do poses. So that is how we cannot even give all the poses immediately to them, because they can't even, some balancing poses is very difficult for them. So we very slowly but gradually. We also reducing weight very immediately is not so needed. Also, they can gradually reduce the weight. So we give Surya Namaskar. That actually helps a lot. And and when we talk about the Surya Namaskar, it is not when we say the Surya, that is the reason we always give a lot of Surya Vedana asanas. That is like we always say in yogic terms, we say Surya is heat and Chandra is cold. And actually, the body little you have to you get heated up so that the calorie gets burned. That is what the yogic terms we believe it has. So normally, and we always tell do the Surya Vedana exercises along with this Surya Namaskar and all will help them a lot. For that, they need to drink a lot of water to balance it, because we tell this counter actions also. sometimes getting the body overheated is also not good for them. So we give them good juices. We always prescribe, because, and as I know, normally in diet part, when it comes, they always tell whole fruits is very important. We knew it as a nutrition, but still, to counterpart, we always tell at least one juice, and lot of excess of water is needed for them to reduce their weight. And whole fruits are kind of where they can keep the body, balanced. So that is where we tell some of the greens to take, along with this yoga, and also keep them balanced. And when we talk about the Surya Namaskar, and any Surya Namaskar, without at minimum 15, they have to do every day. We compulsorily, when they start with, within a week, they'll be able to do this 15 Surya Namaskars. Then slowly we will gradually increase the intensity of the Surya Namaskar. Then along with that, lot of standing asanas and balancing asanas, and most probably stretching asanas we used to give them, like Prasarita Parvatasana, Dhandasana, where there will be a lot of stretching from the hands, the body, where the calories can be also burnt, and they really feel the flexibility, the amount of, and I'm telling you, any one of the patients, if they feel their flexibility is increased, automatically the next day we have seen, they are doing more yoga the whole heartedly, because they feel, ma'am, I have literally heard this. One of my student, one who have overweight, along with that obese, along with a thyroid problem, she always have a complaint whenever she use the stairs. She'll say she's in 4th floor. After 2nd floor, till 2nd floor, she used to walk in the stairs, and from 2nd, she used to take the lift. After having yoga just for a month, now she's telling, even after I feel the 4 stairs, she says she feels little comfortable. I mean, the breathing level is, it has got little settled, and she's little comfortable with her breathing. I mean, the stamina has been increased. This actually, we feel as a proud yoga instructor, I feel more than hitting the gym or anything. I think yoga will improve the stamina, where she feels little comfortable when she walks. So, these things will help them to, to reduce their weight drastically. And Ardha Matyendasana and Bharadwajasana, Sarvangasana, if the people, as ma'am said, if we have any adolescent kind of people who are obese, we will give them very good vinyasa pose, where they will be doing this Sarvangasana, Shirasasana all together in a 5 minutes, where they get a very good effect on it. And apart from that, we'll teach 2-3 mudras, Chin Mudra, Chinmaya Mudra, Brahma Mudra kind of mudras, where it helps them to, get the focus level, to bring the focus level and kind of special relaxation. And finally, we always give them yoga nidra, what we call it as, where we get a very good conscious sleep, because this yoga nidra helps them to overcome their, fatigueness, because the people who normally can do some poses, those people would find little difficult in it, and they will have some, kind of low mind in them also. So to remove, we always take them to yoga nidra, where we give them positive thinking kind of actions we used to tell them, and to come out of their level, and they feel it improves their self-esteem, and they'll be able to, it eliminates the stress and the tensions from the subconscious level. So that is what we feel, the subconscious level had to be hit. So those things will help them. Finally, this yoga nidra and meditation will help them to come out of this in a concentrative and meditative practice, to attain a true knowledge and understanding about this. Because only when you know about the self and what you have done wrong and what the corrections you make, so that is where they can avoid getting the same in the future. So that is why we work it on this meditation and yoga nidra process.
Thank you, ma'am. Like you have already talked so many asanas, and generally Surya Namaskar is well known to everyone. So I would like for you to demonstrate 2 or 3 asanas that you were discussing.
Yeah, sure. I told you standing asanas. What are you talking about? The standing asanas. See, in standing asana, I was talking about vinyasa. Vinyasa is nothing but a flow of poses. That is normally how the yoga works is like, how yoga works is like, suppose there is, if it is one contraction, then there should be one relaxation poses. Thus, do yoga for 2 minutes, then 2 minutes resting poses will be there. But in vinyasa poses, we do 3-4 poses together, and only they do the standing. Then only they will do the then only they will start doing this. Ready. Hands to chest. Knee, jump. So as I said, in vinyasa, what the vinyasa means is flow of poses together. We give 3 to 4 poses together, then we'll stop them doing. So I will demonstrate now, and a kind of Surya Namaskar what I take also I'll demonstrate now. This will be really very good. The people who really wanted to reduce weight, and this will really help them. Right leg in, left leg out. Udita Trikonasana. Inhale and exhale and go down. Udita Trikonasana. Straight. Give breathings. Look straight. Come up. Left leg in, right leg out. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale and go down. Inhale and come up. Right leg in, left leg out. Parivarta Trikonasana. Turn. Exhale and go down. Hands up. Inhale and come up. Left leg in, right leg out. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale and go down. Jump feet together. Urdhvasthanasana. Urdhva hasta. Okay, no problem. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, go down. Utkatasana. Opposite. Utkatasana. Inhale and hands up. Exhale and go down. Inhale and Utkatasana. Up. Exhale properly. Inhale up. Down. Up. Down. Sit. Sit there. Proper inhalation and exhalation. Sit straight. Up. So the vinyasa is the flow of poses. There won't be any relaxation. After this only they will have flow of poses. Again in Surya Namaskar, the 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6 and the method. Okay, va? Turn. Do it properly. Come to the front. And in Surya Namaskar also, we know it in Surya Namaskar, we have 12 poses. That is, we do first 6 and the reversal of the 6 yoga poses. So everybody knows it. So doing it for normally 5 times, 12 times, 15 times is okay, because they start from 1 to 12 and they repeat it for 12 times. That is something different. But this yoga is like we do it 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3 kind of each and everything 5 times. Appa, 3 times okay, 5 times okay, 3 times. Okay, 3 times pandra ipo. Now I'm just showing only 3 times picture. Ida one pose, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Stay 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Stay 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Stay 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. Stay 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. Stay 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. Stay 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. Stay 10. Inhale. 10. Inhale. 10. Inhale. Stay inhale. 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 12. Relax. See, while seeing it may be very easy for you, but for the person to do this continuously for 5 times, you know, it will be, and with the proper inhalation and exhalation, they feel after 3-4 days, they really feel like, yes, they shed some weight, and there would be an inner peace by doing this. So I think that would really help them to, reduce the weight, not just physically, but also get a good peace of mind from mentally. Because this Surya 1 to 2, 3 pattern is not normally done for everyone, and it is after teaching them Surya Namaskar for at least minimum 20 days, then we'll start practicing this kind of practice. Because first 20 days we'll teach them, because each and pose carries only one breath, one inhalation and one exhalation. So to teach them that one exhalation and one exhalation to particular pose takes at least 20 days for them. Because we will be teaching easily, but without confusion to do them, it takes at least 15 days at least for them. So after that, we will practice these kinds of vinyasas where it helps them a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Subatra ma'am, you can. Moving forward, now I would like to invite Murali Krishnan sir.
Hi, everyone.
Oh.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Everything.
Sorry, one. Hi. Thank you so much, Dr. Sumitra and Tanya, for inviting me in this program. And I'm glad to see Sujatha there on the other hand as well. It's nice coming back to DORAI Foundation. As always, it's a good feeling. Okay. This is something interesting topic, which usually people would not say an OT to be involved in this matter. But yeah, we know very well that we fit in a lot of categories when it comes to obesity, for that matter. Let's say, from a therapist point of view, we always see it for the children, for the adults, and the so-called normals, as well as the children with typical and non-typical, atypical children. So in this case, we have seen with all the 3 people, they have explained clearly what is obesity, how it happens, what diet you follow, what mentally it happens, and everything. My focus here is how this affects a person as a person, and then the person's participation in the community, his occupation, and as a whole, for a person to live in the community, how does it affect when a person is a little obese? I have a very interesting story to say. This is my habit to start with a story. I did my post-graduation in Mumbai. And when I joined the college, I was like 66 kg. That was my weight. And I was like somewhere around 25 then, I think. Sorry about that. What happened is, like, you're tucking in your shirt, you're going to a professional college, you want to present yourself in a smart, formally dressed way. I used to feel bad because, I didn't have that kind of a body or the stomach, because only the people who tuck in the shirt knows the fact that you have to have a little fat on your tummy, so you look good. Otherwise, what happens, like, your tummy is so inside. So what we used to do is we used to go for binge eating. We used to eat so much of food, unlimited mess, South Indian mess as we go, and then unlimited thalis we eat, just to feel the fact that we want to put on a little bit fat on the tummy side. I didn't realize, till your 30 is what your body will listen to you. After that, you just have to listen to your body. Then it's not in my control. My tummy is growing up. That's the fact. Why I'm saying this is everything has a limit. Everything, your body reacts in certain way when you're in your age limit. Once that particular age level crosses, this is 30, 30, I don't think nobody's body listens to them much unless until you're in a good shape, you're in a good spirit to doing workouts, or workouts here doesn't mean gym workout. You can always keep working out free exercises, parkour, and then little jogging and hardcore playing physical playing assets. Why this is important nowadays, the increasing rise in obesity or children putting on too much of weight, how does it affect the children on the other hand, medically speaking? When you have too much of weight, too much of fat, too much of increase in your body mass, what usually happens is the muscles take less weight support in your body, and then you usually prefer keeping yourself close to the ground, staying close to the ground. Don't be an active person that time. What happens? The muscle mass goes down, then the unwanted connective tissue extra growth happens, and your bones density goes down. This trouble comes in. And the bones density goes down, that means you have no idea when you're growing up to be a young man or an adult. That's when you will feel you have become weaker in case of you will not be able to lift weight or go for a long period of standing. You cannot lift much of the weight as in your bags or work or anything. So this will overall affect the productivity of you. So in general, the obesity affects physical side, cognitive side, and social side. Physically, yes, you sit in one place. How does it happen? I feel, there are only two reasons for it. One is physiologically, we eat binge eating. And then there is something called time pass eating. Because I'm free or because I want to be free, I keep eating. I do that. When I'm sitting at home watching a TV, or like I'm just doing some other work, even when I'm working on my projects, I want something to be everybody has that habit. But yes, this can be consciously corrected by having a healthy food or homemade snacks, as initially one of the speaker has mentioned. So this, if I am being a little obese on the side, and then what happens physically is it restricts my physical movement. I'm not able to go out, or I won't go out. I prefer sitting down because I easily get tired. Once I start sitting down, automatically my spine goes into a where I'm not able to sit straight. I take too much of support on the sofa, and my posture is overall gets a little disturbed. If there is no physical movement, trust me, that directly impacts your brain. That directly impacts your cognitive ability. This goes vice versa also, because when you are physically active, your brain is so much active. Brain learns more. Brain is your cognitive ability improves. That's the whole concept of it. Now you're physically not active. Cognition is also going down, or cognition is not going up as it has to happen as per the age or the development of the child. Now, physically down and cognitively down means social participation goes down. What's social participation here? We will discuss the social participation a little while later. So physical, cognitive, and social aspects are affected means your occupational ability, your performance in the community as an social animal is definitely gone for a toss. When we are talking about social behavior, many parts of social behavior are there. When it comes to children, or take it occupational behavior, when it comes to children, what's their occupation is playing. First thing is playing. When I'm on the extra weight side, I would avoid physical games. I would not be going out much with my friends, and I would have difficulty in doing physical games. So my play behavior is affected. Automatically, when my play behavior is affected, my friends will not be taking me for a team. They will not add me into their team because I am not contributing. I will not be able to contribute to the success of the team. We are all a team player. We are all a social animal. Always remember, nobody is going to be single. We are all going to be interacting with someone or the other. So we get into that, the so-called norms, obviously, yes. Sometimes, as I said before, the physical restrictions, the abilities to sit quiet in one place will directly impact our learning ability. That is, our academic performance in the classroom will also get affected. Yes, I'm not saying 100% everybody will have a academic performance deterioration. Some of the people are obviously, but again, their ability to perform is fantastic. But again, imagine, even if they can perform better, their social issues will be in a social participation or social contribution will definitely be impacted because they cannot go and play with the children. They cannot do physical activities as it is required in the school or the work. This is for the children who are till young adolescents. Going to the adulthood, when I'm little on the healthier side, little on the obese side, I am not able to participate in many of my social activities. Here, yes, people can say, yeah, I can watch movie, I will go out with my friends, I go for dinner, I go for pub. All these are all social activities within the restricted environments. You're in your comfort zone. When you're pushed out of your limits, when you're in a zone where you are not comfortable, that's when it is affected. Imagine, I'm a father, I'm on a little obese side. Now, will I be able to run along with my son, uninterrupted? Will I be able to play with my son physically, football or volleyball, basketball? I will be sitting, in bench and telling my child to go run around. But will he listen to me because I'm the father or I'm the parent? Let's take it, not the father. It's the parent. Parents are the best role models of children. So if we want our children to perform something or do something, we have to be the role models and do the things. Same way, if we want them to be physically active, let's be active, let's do things and give them an image on the physical side, social side and emotional side that if we are fit, our children are going to learn from us. If in general, children or adults, if they are obese, what happens is we prefer sitting down in the home, not doing much of physical activities. Consider this for both grown-up people and for the kids. If you're there like that in the home, you will not be doing any physical activities if the family member is asking, if the parent is asking. Obviously, for some days, the parent will be like, cajoling the children saying, yeah, he's looking like a laddu, he's looking like a chubby little teddy bear and all that stuff. But over a period of time, I want you to pick up and bring it here. Because the bone density is low, you will not be able to pick up the can and come up. We want you to, take this and go to the next street and give it to the grandfather or grandmother or father has forgotten his purse or the ID card. Take it, run around and then go give it to the corner. The child is run. That's when the family members will get upset. It's not just for the children, for the adults as well. You're not doing the physical workouts for the family or for participating in the family. Then what happens is the family slowly starts giving you the irritation factor obviously picks up. This will happen in the office also. Not every sitting there and working in the computer or giving instructions. 95% of the jobs are where you're physically going and doing doing things a lot. So if this is your productivity as a parent, as a family member, as a social friend, as a productive employee, all these things will get affected. So your occupational performance as such is affected because of situations here. So this will lead to conflicts in the family with the friends because we are not able to, either we are not able to tolerate that they are not able to accept us or they won't accept us. So all these, both the areas will definitely get affected. How do we handle this? As I said, we're all social animal. Very simple way is understanding our role for the children, for the adults. For a child, the occupation is playing, academic performance, and then growing as he is supposed to grow. For the adults, participating in the family activities, keeping that means involving the kids, involving the parents, and then going to the community, working and earning and being productive as a member of the community. So all these areas, how do we do it? When we know the importance of participating in the community is when we will realize, yes, we need to pick up and go. For the children, it is always the factor where the family member comes into the play. Go to the parks, take a stroll. This is for adults as well. Go to the park, take a stroll, play hard sports, play badminton or, catching each other and all these games, especially the animal walks. I'm a fan of animal walks. When you do animal walks, the children love doing it. I'm a father. I do it. Do a lot of this animal walks with my son. We do lots of jumping around. to an extent where my ground floor neighbor will come up and tell me, please stop doing all this because there's too much of sound in the floor. But yes, instead of doing inside the house, go to the park and be active, be running around, physically active. That keeps you in a good shape physically and mentally, and that will automatically reduce the fat around your tummy and around your back. What happens when you're physically active is your metabolism, biometabolism increases. So your whatever the fat is kind of diluted, not so much, but yes, it will be diluted. You still need to follow the dietitian's aspect and then psychologist aspect to keep yourself pepped up. But to participate in the community as an individual, your occupational performance has to improve. For that, your goal, your goal is to be independent, and your goal is to be occupationally productive, occupationally happy, either a child or an individual or an so always have groups, compete with each other. That's when you have the motivation to go, because I still have my friends whom we have developed over the years of 20-25 years. Nothing is possible. We still have to push it, and most of the time we ourselves will not be able to push it. So we need people to support us. That's what I call a support system. Friends, groups of people. There is a concept called 5 a.m. club. Even when I'm sleeping, there are my friends who are in the club who will call me. It's not a club. It's just a group of people going. 5 a.m. is like the time you have to get up. Most of the time I don't get up, but I get a call from the people saying, you get up and go. These kind of habits helps you to keep in shape, and and it's your job also to help people be in the shape. That's when we help each other and we grow each other. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to ask you one question. Is that what are the type of occupational therapy or lifestyle modification you will suggest to an obese people?
See, the lifestyle changes for people with obesity is to make realistically expect this is what you're looking at, this is what your life goal is going to be, or your performance is going to be. For that, you have to put a strategically realistic steps to reach there. This can be achieved through scheduling or visual clues that you put a timetable or you put a schedule where this is what your goals to achieve. This is what is hindering you or restricting you from where you can achieve because of your overweight or your ability to binge eat. So either you stop the binge eating or you work out and reduce the weight. So you have to focus on what is the reason. Is this the eating habits which are the reason, or is this your metabolic level, metabolic activity, metabolic activity level which is slowing down? So there will always be one prominent factor. Find that prominent factor and go. As an occupational therapist, what we do is we observe the whole family system, whole life cycle of that person, so that his eating habit, his exercise habits, how the family is eating, what sort of food they are making, when are they having their breakfast, lunch. So it's not that one person. We don't talk about the person who is obese. We talk about the person who's obese and his family, his life cycle. So your view should not be the person. It should be the personality, the family whole.
Thank you, sir. So I have one more question for Sujatha ma'am. Ma'am, like psychologically, we discussed like how stress leads to people having too much of eating cravings and all like that. I myself have experienced it, like not on a too much level, but yes, whenever we students have exams or something and then we stress out, then in every like 1 or 2 hours we go for eating something. We feel like we should eat or do something. So can you give us some tips, like so how we can keep ourselves from doing that?
See, this has to be attended in twofold. The reason why we get into eating the little tidbit snacks is because we start feeling monotonous with respect to the studies, our number of hours and what we are doing. So they generally call few brain breaks exercise and few neurologic exercise where you're sitting in a place, but just you do something. For example, I just have to, now we have been listening to people talking, and after a point we are like, okay, I am not able to hold my attention. I need to get my attention back. So a simple brain break, it's very simple. People think brain break, brain gym, neurologic exercise or something high funda. And, we have to learn, we have to go through series of training to get into that. It's nothing. I just do this, and this. So you do a little bit of brain break exercise, whichever, and then you can always do a wave kind of stuff when you are doing. If you are interested in singing, you can hum some songs, or if you're studying some definition, you can rock yourself and do like study the definition. So, and then what happens is that monotony, when it breaks, the tendency to go eat something is paused. I would not say it totally goes away, but there is a pause. So when there is a pause, obviously you have to get into the timing of studying. So let me eat in the next break. So instead of eating in every break, you tend to procrastinate that little bit of break eating, and that way you will first avoid eating the tidbits. Second, whenever you want to eat something, have a combination of few healthy snacks to start off with. Initially, you may not really want to get into it because we always want the texture, we want the aroma, we want the visual treat, we want the taste, sensory integration, Murali will call about it. So it's a combination of the sensory factors which helps us to eat. So what we can do is, we want to have a chocolate cookie. You can have a chocolate cookie and you can have an almond. So smell the chocolate cookie, have an almond. So that way you're eating of, you want to eat something which is unhealthy. At the same time, you're avoiding something which is not good, but yet eating something. So that gives you a little bit of energy for you to focus on what you're doing and get going with things. I hope I have answered your question, Tanya.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll try that next time. Definitely.
You should actually, I have tried that. All this which I'm saying out of personal experience, I'm telling you that smelling and eating something really works out very well.
That's something new that I have to try. Like rocking myself and walking for 1 or 2 minutes. Like I have done that, but that eating craving is something like on a different level. I'm too much of stress, so I'll try that out next time.
You should try it out.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call Sumitra ma'am to felicitate our speakers, please. Sumitra ma'am.
My battery is 1 second. My battery has gone for a toss actually, and it will be okay. So yes, it's really nice that we got to this subject. Of course, there are. Or like everyone has mentioned about different reasons that we try and put on that extra weight around us. And of course, there are very many means. But the one thing that is really important and for all of us to understand is that if you have decided in your mind and you have inculcated the entire willingness and the commitment to try and lose those extra weight around you, whether it's on your waist or your arms or your trunk or your back or your thigh or just about anywhere, you have to make up your mind, because unless you do it, I don't think it's possible for not just these 4 or 40 of us or 400 of us to try and make that difference in your life. Yes, it's important. I mean, there are so many factors that are affecting us and affecting us. AFFENG and EFFECTING. All these factors affect us. Thank you very much for bringing in a holistic perspective from the nutrition point of view, from psychological aspects, from the yoga aspect of trying to bring in mind, body, and soul together to try and achieve that. Yeah, 1 minute. And then, of course, I'm someone who believes that I strongly believe in the importance of occupational therapy. That is, that can be incorporated at every section of human development and human welfare. So thank you very much, each one of you. If we can have the certificates, I mean, this is again a very small gesture, a token of appreciation and gratitude from our end. So here is Tanya putting up the certificates for you, each one of you, and it will be also sent across to you by Gmail. Thank you very much for being part of this entire endeavor. Tanya, are you putting it up one by one? And of course, if you're on YouTube, it's on the mobile, we are not able to hear. Tanya, as you're putting it up, please let us know whose certificate you're putting up.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, this one is for Sujatha, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As I fondly call her Suja, and she's okay. Sujatha.
My name is Srinivasa.
Yes, they know. Thank you so much, Suja, for being on the screen.
Very sorry.
And thank God you muted. Sahitya has been calling out your name and saying, yeah, she's from Vidya. Sujatha.
This one is for Soundarya, ma'am.
Soundarya, ma'am, thank you for such a great support and being a part and partner of Health Fest, both 2020 and 2.021 May. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, and this one is for Subatra, ma'am.
Subatra ma'am, thank you very much. Just to share with you that my in-laws for a long time, they were not calling me Sumitra, but they were calling me Subhadra. So that is, thank you very much for joining us today. And please, yes, please. My son always has a standard statement. He says, please come home.
Sure.
So yes, I invite you to come to Sai Center. Please visit us sometime.
Sure, ma'am. It's my pleasure. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Now, ma'am, this is for Dr. Murali Krishnan, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. Once again, I would like to thank and appreciate Dr. Krishnan for being with us. And like I said, the importance of occupational therapy is always undermined, but I know for a fact from my experience that it is very, very essential in all the areas of physical, mental, and emotional health. Thank you very much. As I found, thank you very much, buddy, for part of the Foundation's Health Fest 2.0.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you so much, Smita, as I fondly call you. It feels so privileged to be a part of DORAI Foundation and meet everybody who has given great sharing of inputs, which I'm sure will be carried forward, and everybody will make that little progress so that we can have a consistency. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And Tanya, if you can have our group snap, everybody is on, the video is on. So if you can have the control panel, your partner also coming on screen, and we'll have this screenshot taken.
Yes, ma'am. It's just that, ma'am, you are not in the proper way.
Yours is round the clock, so you'll
yes,
okay. Yeah, the battery is almost on the verge now, so yeah, I think it automatically.
Amit,
yeah.
Are you switching on your video?
Yes, Amit, you online.
Actually, he's not well, ma'am, today. He's having fever, but still he's working. Ma'am, you're on mute, Sumitra. Ma'am, you're on mute. Ma'am, you are on mute, Sumitra.
Okay, I said that is the commitment of DORAI Foundation. Welcome to DORAI Foundation. This is how we work. I have a frozen shoulder. My back is bad. My mother is unwell, and I'm here working with my son, making all these cut flowers. So, Amit, way to go. This is the true essence and spirit of DORAI Foundation.
Amit?
Okay.
Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Tanya, for being the moderator and a smiling moderator. And thank you, Amit, for helping out. And thank you, Dr. Sumitra, I would like to call you today. Doing so much and making difference for many of them. And thank you, Sahitya. Thank you, Murali. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, sorry, I had power cut. Hello?
Yes,
Over. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Session is over.
Sorry. Last
okay,
few
ma'am.
minutes, I had some power failure. Last 2-3 minutes, I'm trying to case in. Oh.
It's okay, ma'am. We understand.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tanya, today.